What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon. Welcome back to Lifestyles Defined. Yes, let's talk about Apple in my semi-annual Apple rant. You get about one of these every 6 months, and you guys love it. I hate it. It's a lot of energy that I'm giving to Apple that I could be spending on the Xbox shooting shit. But nonetheless, let's dig in. So I am scrolling down my Facebook feed, and I just ran into these fuckboy ads about iPad Pro and no viruses. I think that was literally the title, and I sort of stopped. Like, wait, what? So I watched a video, and the video literally verbatim said iPad doesn't get PC viruses. So there's nothing to worry about. And not iPad Pro, because they're pushing the iPad Pro. And it threw me in a frenzy for a few seconds. It was like, I thought we were done with this. I thought Apple ate crow with the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC videos. And apparently not, because here we come again with this fuckboy shit. What do you mean iPad Pro doesn't get PC viruses? First of all, no, iPad Pro does not get PC viruses because it is not a PC. It's not it's not running a x86 operating system. So I don't even get the comparison. Like, why is that even relevant? Second of all, let's not behave as if Apple themselves don't make PCs or whatever you would call it, a real operating system. And those, in fact, don't get PC viruses either. Those get Mac viruses. And whatever else you want to call it, in the last 2 years, Apple has been a shit show. They've been very slow to respond, and people like to shove it under the radar as if Macs are some sort of way secure. But we're not talking about Macs, right? We're talking about iPads. It is the dumbest shit in the world to draw parallels between an iPad and a Mac or even a PC. I don't get why they're doing this. I mean, I've seen so many well-written articles about why Apple just forsakenly left the creative market to die. And this is a real thing. Every day I read an article about pro photographers, videographers just switching. They're like, fuck this, I'm getting a PC. The latest Macs suck. The latest MacBook Pros suck. Like, there's people out there who says that iPad and iPhone is the future, and Apple is pretty much just leaving the professional market out there to die because they don't believe PCs are the future. Whatever. Could be a conversation to be had, could be a point to be made, but an iPad Pro is not a competitor to a PC. So telling me that an iPad Pro doesn't get PC viruses is one of the most asinine shits I've ever heard from a company, especially the most valuable company in the world. Then I dig a little deeper, and there's a bunch more of these fuckboy ads. Like, there's another iPad Pro ad about why the iPad Pro is better than your PC laptop because it has LTE and it gets Wi-Fi isn't everywhere. I was like, is this for real? As if Apple doesn't make not only laptops that use Wi-Fi, but Apple also makes iPads that don't have Wi-Fi. That don't have LTE. So are you telling me that the iPad Wi-Fi is also a huge fucking mistake? It's an inferior product because it doesn't have LTE, the same product you sell? Not to mention there are plenty of PCs and laptops out there on the PC side that does have LTE, and they do have GSM versions of it. If you want it, just fucking buy it. It's there. This company is so infuriating to me. And I thought for a while, Apple was who they are. It's like, whatever, I was never a big fan of Steve Jobs for some very specific reasons that I've listed countless times on this channel. But these now are new reasons. And let's just get into a bit of something that I thought was just egregious. There was an article about a month ago about Tim Cook, who I have no problem with, really. You know, he is who he is, and a lot of people think he's running Apple into the ground because he's not a designer, he's not a visionary, he's not this super free. He's an operations guy, and you know what he did was he ran that company to get it to where it is. He did what he had to do to increase production and make things cheaper, and he increased the bottom line. And they are the most valuable company in the world, probably because of a lot of what Tim Cook had to offer. And the downside of that is people are blatantly seeing that Apple has lost their magic. And whatever, fuck Apple. But let's talk about this particular article. So Tim Cook, for the second time, has approached the board members of Apple about diversity. Now, when you talk about diversity in the company or in the workplace, you're talking about minorities. You're talking about black people, Hispanic, Asian. And what he wanted is to have, he wanted to have more of a minority represented on the board. And that would have been women, black people, Hispanics, Asians, you get the point. And the board shut that shit down. The second time they shut it down. Understand why this is infuriating to me, because we live in some very volatile times right now in America. And, you know, I'm squarely in the middle. You know, I'm very open-minded, and I'm very against the grain. Like, when we have conversations about political stuff, race, racism, prejudice, I'm usually in the middle. I don't support anyone. I have a lot of questions. I want you to validate why you feel a way to me. And if it sounds reasonable, then I will, you know, but racism is one of those things where it's very, very seldom can a racist person validate why they don't like someone because of his skin color or whatever the case may be. That shit's just over the top. But I've been doing my research on culture a lot, and one of the things that I hate about what's happening in today's world is just the pillaging of culture. And the thing about pop culture today, a lot of it's hip hop culture, and it comes from a lot of black people. And I mean, that is what it is, right? Like, I live in Brooklyn, I live in Gravesend, so it's a predominantly Russian neighborhood, a lot of white people around me. And I go to the pizza shop, and there's these little 6-7-year-old white girls dancing to Designer. And it's just like, that's the world we live in, right? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What the hell ever? 20 years ago, it would have been Britney Spears. Whatever. This is the music they hear that's popular, and that's what they're dancing to. These girls don't know that that's a black man and you're not supposed to be listening to that shit. They're just doing what kids do. And I thank their parents for just allowing them to be kids. Now, we live in a world where the president is seemingly in the opposite direction for whatever reason, right? Now, to me, it's important. It's important to keep those two together, the black person and the black culture. So when I look at a company like Apple that's closing the door on diversity, it's sort of like, fine, I'll take my toys and I'll go somewhere else where I'm wanted. Except, my friends, Apple has been out here raping black culture for a very long time. And it is so insulting and infuriating to know that they would spend billions to get the Beats by Dre brand. They would spend $500,000 to keep Chance the Rapper's mixtape exclusive on Apple. They do all of this thing in the new Magic ads with the stupid little wireless AirPods. There's this black dude dancing and pop locking all over the place. You would do all of that, but you won't let these people sit at your dinner table? Fuck you. Seriously, that is not cool on any level. And I applaud Tim Cook. I applaud Tim Cook for saying, yo, this shit's got to stop. We need to diversify. We need to do it. And I don't know how I feel about it. And I'm coming at black people as well who watch this video. And this is a very interesting video for this channel. I don't usually get into this stuff. If you've ever told me about being an activist, because I don't subscribe to these things. Black Lives Matter. That's not me. I understand it. I understand both sides. I understand the mission. I also understand the bullshit that goes on around it. I'm just neutral. We can talk about it all day, but I'm not committing to any side. But have there any of these people who are just wholeheartedly Black Lives Matter? And then you send that tweet out from your iPhone? I challenge you. Tell me how much Black Lives Matter when you need to put down something you love. Show me your sacrifice. This, I think, is a very interesting episode for a lot of people. If you don't feel offended by this, then you shouldn't be offended by anything else that you see in the world. Because a board of all white men closing the door on the idea to diversify is so clear to me. And that is the number one most profitable and worth it company in the world. Maybe shit ain't changed that much. Fuck Apple. I'm out of here. Peace. If I had to describe Lifestyles Defined, I would say it is a dream come true to have a platform where we can talk about the things that we love and we can share with people who also love the things we love the way we love, and just have conversations that matter and go back and forth and grow as a community. It's been a pleasure. It's been a dream, and I just want to thank everyone that's involved for rocking out with us.